Are doing. They're already putting Star Trek information.
Yeah, but
in
the
middle of
researchers
whole
think that
thing.
most of them are gray and reptilians. So one of the problems is that, like I told you in my story, I had to go back to the 1950s to realize the Space Brothers were people, and people are boring because you can't put a person on your T-shirt and go around saying,
Remember in the 50s,
Yeah.
you have Frey when he was already walking in the middle of the field, he saw that the UFO already landing over there. He came, give a look, and he got a ride to New York City and see.
"Oh, that's Daniel Fry, right? He was a
That's right.
physicist at White
Exactly.
Sands."
Any abduction, any tests, any animal props or whatever?
No.
He got it right. Oh, thank you so much. That's
Yeah.
cool. So you have already George Adamski.
Yeah,
you have
George Adamski, right.
From Vitorum. You have Barney Betty Hills in the 60s. You have, my God, there was a totally different view of the UFO phenomenon. You were seeing really people exchanging information.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and after that, you have what? Oh, the Greys.
Yeah,
Coming here,
the
bringing
reptilians,
the reptilians, whatever.
the
blah.
Illuminati and the government and everything. But that is the human mindset.
Exactly.
It is what we use as human beings to rationalize. We think it's like us, and it's so different. And this is what I want you to do for me, Veronica. And I thank you for being here. Is I want you to tell it in the very simple form of the simple truth. That you have personally experienced, and then we'll talk to Susie about what the witness situation, because it's very important to have witnesses, because sometimes people think that unless you can verify your experience, you're making it all up. So I want to go back to the 1970s, if that's okay with you. And we're doing this interview with Veronica Paz Wells. And I have already interviewed Sixto, so you know that I got the family that you had, that you were living in. The family you were living, your father was very, very much into this. In fact, your father felt a little bad that it wasn't him.
No, he didn't believe us when we told him that we saw a UFO in the middle of the field. And we were able to interact with that UFO. I was the one who came to my father and say, hey, okay, imagine that, okay, we saw an airplane, we saw a balloon, we saw whatever, but if it's not, if we in fact saw a UFO, and we had the chance to interact with them, you haven't studied the whole thing for who knows how long, and we're going to go to the field again, and if you miss it, how's it going to be for you? So this is when my father decided, okay, so they can prove that this is for real? I said, yes, they can. So let's go to the field. And we went to the field with all the dads of all the kids.
Oh, really? And you were, what, 17? How old were you?
I was 19.
You were 19,
years old.
okay.
Yeah, 19 years old. And okay, so we went there. When we were already on the field, waiting for everybody to come in, we saw a lot of cars coming, blah, blah, blah. People already taking a guitar, a lot of beers, yeah, a lot of beers, everything. I said, my God, excuse me, where these people are coming from? Why were they looking for him? I was absolutely pissed. I came to my father and said, excuse me, man, we're here to get in touch with something a little bit bigger than the human being. And this is what is happening. My father came, oh, whatever. If they're going to show up, they're going to show up. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if it's a circus or whatever.
Exactly.
And Sixto was with you too.
Yeah.
And did you have was it just two boys in your family, or did you have a sister?
Yeah, I have a sister.
You have a sister.
Yeah.
And your mom?
My mom didn't. At that time, she was not into this kind of events. Even my sister, she didn't. She didn't came to the field in the same way we were doing. My father was a very guy, so in this case, even the freedom.
He studied it though, didn't he?
Yeah.
He studied the phenomenon.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that.
That he believed it, that he could digest it.
Not that. In fact, he was he was having some conflicts in regard to allow my sister to go to the field, to go here, go there, and blah, blah, blah. So that night, we have several objects moving, coming. We have like that image in the context of the third kind, where you have that huge spaceship on top of the mountain, something like that. It was not exactly like that, but we have
close to it.
Yeah, something similar. We have like a cigar-shaped object with a lot of lights in the middle, a little blinking. So when they went out, when they finished, everybody, my father also came to us and said, how? How this is possible? And I said, I don't know. So this is exactly what's happening right now. I think we need to try to get into this kind of phenomenon and see what's going on here. I said to him, this is not happening just because. Something is already behind us. And this is exactly when we started to go to the field. Every weekend we were there, the objects were coming and going and showing a lot of maneuvers, beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And one day is that my brother, me, we have Juan Acerbo, we have Enrique Betancourt, we have 3 other more. We were walking over there. So we saw the object as usual, but this time, this object was landing. It was not in space or on the air moving, no, it was landing. So we were running to see where the object was landing. When we went there, we saw the object coming closer to the floor, and a hatch opened.
You saw the hatch open?
Yeah. So my friends and everybody was saying, oh, let's go, run away, because they're going to take us, who knows what is going to happen, we're not going to come anymore, they're going to abduct us, and blah, blah, blah. I said, wait, yeah, this is not something easy, but man, if we run away, and after that, we come down and relax and say, we miss it. We miss the chance to see these guys and ask questions.
Who's left? Who's left in the field? It's you?
No, everybody.
Everybody that was
still there.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's still there. So we were talking because we have some distance, around 50 meters to the object. And I said, guys, if we come back home and we're going to start to thinking, what could have happened, and we miss it?
Yes.
I said to them, I'm not going to waste that possibility. Let's go. And we saw a figure coming out of the door and started to do this to us. I said, guys, let's go. Guys, let's go. So I pushed everybody in front of me. So we started to walk over there, and we saw this guy was huge. This guy was
he a giant? It was like
a giant. I said, my God, this guy is incredible. And he started to do this all the time.
Did he have blonde hair, just like the classic Caponian with the almond-shaped eyes, a long face?
Like cat eyes. And he started to do this, but it was dark, it was night. So we were not able to see all the features. But when he started to get inside of the ship, the light automatically showed him. He was young. He was a very interesting guy. The features was different a little bit, but he was looking like an angelical image, like you can think about an angel or something like that. Very, very nice. The skin was darker, the eyes were green, beautiful. Also the hair was some white blondie color, beautiful, perfect human. And he started to do this, so we started to walk the hatch, and my God, I was the last one closer to the door, and I was looking inside of the spaceship and looking outside and said, this is not a dream. So I put my fist and started to crash the ship. And clunk, clunk, clunk was already all the noise around. Said, my God, this is for real. And we started to get inside of the spaceship, and we saw 4 guys, him and 3 other more, one sitting, one in a chair of control or something like that, and two women. They were on top. They were in a different floor, in a different level. perfectly feminine, beautiful girls.
Did they have blonde hair also?
Long hair, very
Long
long
hair.
hair. And they were looking at us. So we went into, and he was totally quiet. Not saying absolutely
The very
nothing.
tall one was called, can you give me the, is it like almost 10 foot tall, just like a regular human tall?
No.
Very, very
That
taller.
guy got very tall. Something around 8 feet tall.
8 and 9
8
feet tall.
Yeah, 8, 9 feet tall. And he was pushing us to the other guy sitting under the controls. There was already like a TV screen. Very
Okay.
beautiful, very nice, high definition.
Okay.
And he started to show scenes inside of my house.
Really?
Yeah, scenes inside of my house. I automatically came to him and say, "You have a camera inside of my house? How you're doing this?" And we saw scenes, us already talking about communication, about
You
this
saw that on the screen.
on the screen.
When you were seeing this and you were thinking, do you have a camera and everything, did you ask him or did
Yeah,
you just
no, I
think
talked it.
You
I
talked
talked
to him?
I talked to him, and he said, "Just wait." And after that, we started to see different scenes in my neighborhood and things like that. And suddenly, the image changed completely. We saw a very like orange sky, desert, totally like in the middle of the Sahara, something like that. And one of my colleagues, Mito, Willie, talked to him and said, "This is your planet?" And this is when we hear him. He didn't move his mouth, but we hear it. We hear
Yeah.
this guy here saying, "This is your future." I said, "Whoa, wait. This is our future?" He said, "Yes. This is your possible future."
He used the word possible? He did use the
Yeah.
word possible.
He said,
That makes a difference, okay.
"Yeah,
Okay.
this is your possible future. But you can change it."
He said that.
Yeah. I said,
Do
"Wait."
you realize that is the most important thing, Veronica, you've said so far? I mean, it's so important.
Wait a little bit.
But you
So-
can change it.
It's ugly. You can change it. I said, "Excuse me, we can change it. How?" And he said, "The reason why we're here right now, talking with you, is to give you the chance to show to the world that first, you're not alone here. There's a lot of people around you, and we're looking for a better life for everybody, us and yours. What we're looking for here is to give you the chance to change your future for better, for everybody." I said, "Excuse me, man, what am I going to do? How am I going to talk to the world and say, 'Hey, we're going to change the world. We're talking for extraterrestrials every day.' Who's going to believe that?" He said to me,
You said that to him.
"Yeah." I said, I was very always. I was not holding anything. And I said, how we can do this? He said, "Think about it. Think about it. If you decided to fight and work to give to your planet and your society a better future, we can help.
We can help.
We can help. But if you think that the task is too hard, it's extremely complicated, you don't feel it strong enough to be able to do that, this is our last contact. We're going to end here, and we're going to look somebody else who's going to be in the mood to be able to try that. So think about it. Think about it." And they put us out of the ship. And the spaceship went out. We started to walk back to the cars to be able to come back to Lima. And I was saying to my colleagues, "Man, are we going to say no? Man, we're living the most incredible experience in our lives. We're having a sci-fi movie for real. We're going to lose the possibility to see these guys again and who knows what? No. If you tell me, do you have that beautiful thought, spiritual things to be able to change your world for better and do whatever?" At that point, no. At that point, I was absolutely curious in regards to how far we could go with this kind of relationship. I was thinking, my God, the possibility to know more about these guys, the possibility to know more about what they have, and bring this to our
And
civilization.
this is at 19 years old. And you're having this experience with Sixto and those other guys.
Yeah.
And this is a simple, very easy explanation.
Yeah.
Why? And I hate to ask you this question, hasn't this come out before where we're getting this other explanation about the earth being dead and going into a cycle and getting, you know, the
Let's
earth,
go.
killed? Because
Let's go there.
Because I'm getting so confused now, because if you're all in the same place and you're all getting the same message,
Oh, yeah.
and you're all getting it clearly
Oh, yeah.
at that age,
Yep.
why has almost the Rama message gone this way,
Let me
and
get there.
and this other message is so simple? That's so simple.
Let me get there.
Yeah.
Okay, after that we say, yes, we're going to, and yet we started to go to the field and we started to have different experiences, objects, lights, in this case projections and things like that.
Did you do automatic writing? Can I?
Yeah,
Okay. So
I was the only one in the group that I started with direct mental communication.
or mental, but,
Yeah.
but did you write it?
I started to write, to be
Okay.
able to keep and register the information,
Okay.
but I didn't need it.
You didn't need it. You
I didn't-
remembered.
yeah, I didn't need it. So one day we went to an experience with the groups to have the Zendra experiences, create the fields where they should start a contact with their extraterrestrials, their friends, whatever, or something happened. In the group I was my sister, was my cousin, and 3 other more. So I was already managing the experiences and they started to have their experiences. So I was the last one. When was my turn, I received a message, no, you're not going to go. I said, oh my God, did I did something wrong here? They're punishing me. They are not allowing me to be like
How
them.
did you get the message in your head?
Automatically came into my
your
mind.
head, right?
Stop. That's it. I feel strongly bad because after the end of the experience, everybody was talking. Oh, I went here, I went there, I saw the council, I saw the extraterrestrial, I saw this, I saw that. Everybody
And does
was,
this include 602?
yeah, 62, and also my sister, my cousin, everybody, and they already started to come to me and say, "What happened with you?" I prefer not to say. I was extremely embarrassed because I was the only one not having nothing to tell. So I became extremely upset, extremely sad with the whole thing. So I started to get away from everybody, and I started to walk a little bit one of the mountains close, sit there and meditate and think what could have happened for me that didn't allow me to do that. So I was sitting over there and extremely sad, frustrated, and I felt something strange, very, very strange, coming from my back. You know that what something already, your hair started to become a little bit weird. So I moved and I saw a light, exactly closer to me, very close. And somebody came out.
Of the light.
That was Goddard. And I said, okay, what's going on? What happened here? And he said, next week, when you will come again here to the field, come exactly to this place. Forget the others. The others are going to continue to do the exercises, but you come here exactly at this point. And he went back and disappeared.
I need you to describe Goldar for people.
Okay, Goldar is a very tall guy, around between 30s to 40s years old. He's 8 feet tall, long hair. He's very, how can I say this, very straightforward. So it's not that loving guy, yes, my dear friend or whatever. No, it's very straightforward.
Would you say 3 meters or 2 meters?
Feet.
Yeah,
8
but
feet.
if you were doing meters,
2.5 meters.
2.5 meters, okay.
Yeah, around that.
Okay.
So he's very nice. The feeling already exchanging with him is very nice.
It's respectful. I mean, he doesn't look at you as some.
No, it's friendly. It's
friendly.
friendly.
Some ignorant person or something.
It's like he's seeing already like a younger brother.
Okay,
Same thing.
a younger brother.
Very nice. It's very,
Yeah.
very. How can I say this? It's nice. It's
And-
hard to explain.
And did he move his mouth this time?
No.
No, he doesn't
No,
ever.
same
He
thing.
just does the same thing.
Same thing. Only you can see his eyes going through you. That's a very strange feeling.
Really, the strange
it's a strange feeling.
And he has the green eyes
Green eyes.
and the blonde hair.
Same thing.
Okay.
Almost white.
Okay.
And okay, so I started to come down from the mountain a little bit more.
Are you happy?
Happy.
But did you tell them?
No, I didn't tell
Didn't
them
tell
nothing.
them.
No,
No.
none. I didn't share that with anyone. So next week, when we came back exactly to the same place, the first thing I did was actually go to the mountain over there and set it down and wait, see what's going to happen. Again, that light it's not exactly like a light. It's exactly like smoke.
A mist.
A mist, exactly.
Okay.
Like being compact and having some some things. And I started to see it forming again and started to wait. And I hear in my mind saying, get in. So, oops, get in. Okay, so
I know.
a deep breath and started to walk
Okay.
inside. That was a very horrible sensation, was not pleasant at all. And I came out, I saw the light, came out, and my God, I felt like fainting, extremely bad. And I came into my knees, and I started to bleed. My nose started to bleed. So I took my paper and started to clean it. This is when I saw the floor was like stones, lots of stones around. I saw the light. I looked behind me and was like a huge cave, a humongous cave.
Okay.
With a lot of flowers everywhere. The grass was red, was not green.
Yeah, I think I heard you say you saw colors you never
Oh,
saw
yeah.
before. How
Oh,
do you
yeah.
explain colors you never saw before?
The combination. I'm an
The
artist.
combination.
Yeah, I'm an artist. I'm a painter. So how the colors, they were bright. They were shining in some way. Was beautiful. It was
It was
amazing.
like, were they like psychedelic colors?
No, not that. It's like you have already the color, and it's like having some light, some shining
Okay.
coming from the color.
Okay.
And I saw something like a 10-15 meters from me, I saw Godard again. But this time, the man, flesh and blood. And he was waiting for me. So I started to try to see where I was. And there was a humongous, incredible cave.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a little bit far away like a city, buildings, like plastic buildings.
Mm-hmm.
It was not concrete, nothing like that.
Were they more like plexiglass, transparent type?
No, not transparent. It was mostly like, how can I say this?
Translucent?
No, not translucent. It was like plastic. It was like,
Were they colored?
yeah.
There were different colors.
Different colors.
Okay.
Interesting that they were not like rectangular. They were
Mhm.
totally round, all of
Okay,
them,
round.
absolutely. I started to come closer to Goddard, and I said, "My God, I couldn't imagine that you have already this base
Mhm.
under Chilca."
This is under, you asked him if it was
Asked him.
under Chilcom, okay.
I said, "My God, so you have a base already here? That's the reason why the experiences are in this area." He said, "No." How no? He said, "You are not in Chilca." I said, "Okay, where am I?" "This is Apple."
Apple.
I said, "What?" "Yeah, you already in my planet." I said, "Impossible. How is possible for me to walk this place and be 4.2 light years from planet Earth here?" He said to me, "Don't worry. At the right time, you're going to understand." And we started to walk in the direction of the city. And my God, I was trying to grab anything already around, or everything around me to keep in my memory. And we were walking, and on my left side, I saw some of them, men and women, and an earth lion in the middle. I said, "What the?"
Yeah, an earth lion.
Exactly, an earth lion, what they're doing? And he said, they're trying to exchange feelings. They're trying to establish a communication with this animal, but in a different way. I said, "Oh my God, this is not possible."
How are they dressed? I've heard that they dress in what looks like bicycle suits. You know those? Were they robes or were they?
In some way, it's very similar to what you see in Star Wars. Those kind of
Robes.
robes
And tunics.
Exactly, seems like that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Even the women.
Same thing.
Robes and
There's no big difference. The only difference is sometimes the women they wear like a completely suit, like.
The bicycle suit, you know,
Yeah,
the very tight fitting.
And also
yeah.
with the hoodie.
With the hoodie, yes.
Coming here, the hair.
Yeah.
So we were walking, trying to see everything, and I saw a younger guy coming in the opposite direction, right? So I said, "My God." I was looking at him, and he was coming to me, and he gave me a look. My God, his eyes already trespassed me completely, and I felt like a monkey walking in the middle of a city.
Really?
Yeah, because already seeing me that way, I thought, my God, he's saying poor earthling creature, totally primitive, whatever.
That's the feeling you got.
No, this is how I felt. Because, my God, all this beautiful place, all these creatures, I felt extremely bad, honestly, at that moment.
Right.
And we started to continue to walk. And when we started to come into the city, was in a different level. I saw on the building on the side, like a huge room. And I saw a block of crystal, normal crystal, and a beam of light coming from the top, touching inside of the crystal, and making all the prisms inside be shining. And I started to come in a little bit to see it, and I saw that in front of the wall, there were a space where images that were formed. So these guys, that was art, they have a beam of light crashing through the prisms inside of the crystal, projecting to the wall an image. My God, can you imagine how it's possible to do that? What kind of calculations, what kind of knowledge
What
you
was
need to
the
have?
image?
There was a scene, a little scene of people and also trees and things like
You
that.
think it was from another planet, the image?
I don't know, because it was not exactly perfect,
Yeah,
but
okay.
it was mostly of the colors already
Okay.
combining. And I said, I came together, I said, how do you do that? And he was quiet. He was already not saying that. And we went walking to a place looking like the tables of McDonald's, same thing. And we started to talk a little bit and say, what is this? Where were you? Where are you already here? Okay, you said this is Apple, but how? this is under the ground. This is not in the surface. Why? And he said that this was the story of his race. Long time ago, by irresponsibility, they destroyed the atmosphere of the planet, and they killed all the life existing outside. But at that time, there were colonies already in different planets, so they were able to survive this catastrophe, right?
Right.
And when the time came, they decided to come back to the original planet, but instead to live on the surface again, they decided to live under the ground.
Because, again, there's no sky. I'm trying to picture this. It looks like a big cave.
It's a big cave.
Okay.
And they said that every time that they need to leave the planet, all the new generations will be able to see the ruins of the past in the surface,
Okay.
to remind them that a mistake cannot happen again.
It cannot happen again.
So there's a way.
And was he speaking with his mouth
No,
this time?
always,
No, always
no,
telepathically.
always.
Okay.
I was able to hear him.
Yeah.
And I started to have a humongous headache. My God, feeling extremely sick. And he gave me like a glass of milk and a piece of what was looking like, how can I say this? Yeah, like a piece of cake or something like that, green, yellow. And that milk was horrible, my God. And that cake was also like unbelievable. And
did you eat it and drink it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. You
I
do
did.
what he told
I
you
did.
to do.
Yes, because he said that he will help me with my headache. And we started to move. We started to walk around, and the last thing I remember is that he asked me to lie down in a...
Okay. You're on. Okay. I'm gonna call him back.
lie down
Yeah.
in a place that when I was able to lie down, I just turned it off completely. I don't know how long the time went, and I woke up worried because I said, oh my God, all the people are already in the field waiting for me. How it's going to be, how long I was already wasting here, so I don't know. And I started to move with him to try to go back to the same place.
Okay, let's take a really short break. Only because my mother's 90 years old, and
Oh,
my
sorry.
brother just called, and he never calls me, so I
No
just
worries.
want to make sure that my mom is okay. Is
Okay.
that okay? 'Cause,
Absolutely, no worries, no worries.
And then maybe you get her a glass of water,
No, that's
because
okay, don't worry.
is that okay?
No worries.
Just
Right now, no worries.
Benito, un poquito más relajada. Un poquito más relajada cuando hables.
Oh, yeah?
Sí, 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 sí.
Okay.
Un poquito más relajada.
No problem.
Ok.
you're not dry or anything.
No.
Yeah, okay, so let me just go to here.
Veronica, this is wonderful.
I knew I can read his mind. He's behind me. He's going, oh my God. I know. Yeah. Isn't this amazing? I know. I'm watching you. It's like, I don't know what to tell you, but this, it's the simplest. It's the simplest answer and the most incredible. Let's see here. I can't. I can't dial out, and I don't know what
Call
this
out
do.
from
Oh, wait a
my
minute. Maybe I could do it. No, they won't let me dial. What
You're
is?
calling to US?
Yeah.
You need to please #1 first.
Oh, that's why my brother. Okay. Let's see here. I don't even know my brother's number. Automatically, let me see if I can get it.
You need to press #1 first.
If I give it to you, can you just?
Yeah, I'm just powering on now.
You're just powering on because I don't know. He never calls me, so I'm just trying to figure this
Just
out. Okay, so let's see here. Under Roberto.
Direct from this one.
I feel humble being here. I do.
Let's see here. Roberto. Well, he's got a message, so maybe I can just look at that and see if I can get to my voice messages. Messages, nope. Let's see. 86. I don't know if they'll let me have star 86 here. They can't, they won't talk to
Yeah,
me.
let's just
They won't talk to
The
me.
voicemail has got to be also in US.
Yeah,
so-
it's gotta be in the
What's the
US.
number?
I'm trying to get my brother's number here, because I don't memorize it.
glass of water.
Absolutely.
Sure,
Yes.
yeah, there's glasses in there. Thank you.
You bet.
I see contacts. Hang on. Okay, here is the number. Okay, it's 1-719-337-8267.
Just make sure.
You're sure you're not dry and you don't
No,
have
okay.
to...
Just make sure. It's reading.
Okay. Hi there, I just got your message. What's going on? Well, no, I wasn't, and I'm absolutely fine. And I'll tell you what, I'll call you, give you a call tomorrow because I'm going to see Louie. But I'm doing the interview right now. All right, I'm absolutely fine. All right, I will. Tell her I'm seeing Louie tomorrow. Okay, it'll probably be in the evening now because I'm busy for a couple hours, okay? I will. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye. Thank you, Tom. Thanks. I get nervous because she's so old.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
you know, the message is, you said you were going to call and you got there and you didn't call. Okay, so, I mean, you know, I'm busy. I'm staying at the former Defense Minister of Canada's house.
But that's your
Yeah.
family.
I know it's my family. I know it's
Yeah,
my
la familia,
family.
sí.
And thank God my mother is supportive because my children don't even talk about this.
Oh, wow.
And I have a 46-year-old son and a 48-year-old daughter,
Oh, wow.
and they don't want to touch it with a 10-foot
Just gonna
pole.
cue it up. Can you close it? Can you just-
Oh, shut it up. Okay. No, they don't wanna. They don't wanna go there. They always say, "Mom, go have a good time," like it's a vacation. You know. Oh, you know, Mom, that's your thing.
Yeah.
That's your thing.
Oh, wow.
You know, just have fun.
I have an ex of 35 years I don't talk to anymore because of the same thing. She doesn't want anything to do with it.
Well, what did Lisa said to me once? She said, "Mom, what does this have to do with my life?"
Excuse me.
She said, "You know, I go to work every day, and I go home, I cook, I do. What does it have to do with my life?" Well, if you're not there mentally, then I can't make you think about it, can I? So I said, "Nothing, Lisa. It has absolutely nothing to do with your life." So I said, "We're fine. Let's just talk about other."
Go.
We're still on Apu, and he explained to you the history of what they had gone through.
Yep.
And how they had to survive through future generations. And now that you look back on it, do you realize that we could do the same thing? Is that where we go? Is that mentally?
I got from him that we were in some way following the same path
Okay.
to jeopardize not only our planet but also our civilization, right? So at that point, to make everything short, I was running because I was absolutely scared in regards to be left alone in the middle of the desert to be able to go back to Lima.
Yeah, can I interrupt you? One time I think I heard you say you took a nap.
Yeah.
There. You took
That's the
a
reason why I woke up extremely scared, because I didn't know how long I was already there. I checked on my watch, it was 15 minutes. And I said, okay, 15 minutes, but 15 minutes already over there, and nobody have a clue where I am.
So he left you alone to take the nap?
Yeah.
He just said lie down and take a nap, and then when you
I-
woke
I-
up, he
I
wasn't there
I
anymore.
no. When I woke up, he was already closer to me again.
Okay.
But I was worried in regards to the time.
Okay.
So we were running to the same place. I was running to the same place. and I saw the Zendra opening again, and immediately I went through. And when I came back on top of the mountain, I was able to see everybody around, talking, blah, blah, and I said, oh my God. And I checked my watch again, but I saw 15 minutes.
15?
15 minutes.
Okay.
But in fact, the calendar was showing several days from the day I came in. I said, oh my God. So I was, okay, at least they came back to pick me up here. So, oh my God, I was completely nuts. So I went down and I came to my brother and said, oh, thank God you came to pick me up. My brother watched me and said, what? Yeah, I was already away from almost a week, and you didn't ask them and question them where I was or what happened? Man, you already came to the mountain 15 minutes ago, and now you're coming back here. So, today is the same day we came here, everything. Yeah, man, where you were smoking. Okay, no problem.
So your calendar said 6 or 7 days.
That's right.
Okay.
And I was completely confused. So we came back home, and I said, how this can be possible? How my watch was already moving, and was a week already in the calendar, when in fact wasn't. So I tried to have communication with Golder and asked, excuse me, can you explain me here? And he said, yeah, you stay with us here a very long time, and we couldn't put you back 1 week after because everybody will be absolutely scared to death in regards to you being missing. So what we did, we sent you back in the past.
Oh my goodness. We sent you back in the past.
So, how's that? And he explained me very clearly. When you develop technology to be able to move in space, you cannot use rockets, you cannot use a simple process to move from here and where using rockets that no matter what, how fast you're going to go, even at speed of light, time is going to pass. So that means that if you're leaving planet Earth and you try to go to here to Aqua and Alpha Centauri, 4.2 light years, when you come back to your planet again, it's already more than 200, 300 years past. The mission you got to go to Alpha Centauri is a long time gone. So you cannot move in space in the same way you can do here on your planet. You need to find a way to bend the space-time continuum.
To bend, it's not linear, so it's no.
Nope. So, in theory, in quantum physics, you have the idea of the wormholes.
Mm-hmm.
So, in simple explanation, our universe is composed of matter.
Mm-hmm.
Today we know that you have matter, dark matter, antimatter, and you have a lot of different other sources of energy. We know that the structure of the atom right now, you have the electron, that's the one already moving like crazy. But all this movement generate energy. So we are living in a universe that is a matrix of energy. So that energy, in some way, floating in space, gives to the possibility to create a different type of matter and energy that's called dark matter and dark energy. So this kind of actions and interactions create a hole. This hole is a wormhole, giving you the chance to bend the space-time continuum and go from one point to another point
Instantly.
So this is actually the Zendras, the portals, allowing you to be able to do that.
Can I ask you, just on a personal level, when you told Sixto this, did he understand it?
No.
Did he believe you?
No.
He didn't believe you.
No, he did. I didn't waste my time explaining to him
Why?
because it was too complicated.
No, not about the thing, but that you actually had a contact with an Apunian.
Oh yeah.
Did he believe you?
Well, I proved my experiences in the field, so we have a lot of sightings, a lot of. Let me go there.
I mean, like the people that are listening to you now are blown out of the water. I mean, so when you told us your family, were they blown out of the water?
I was very restrictive in regards to what shared with my family.
So you didn't really tell all the details?
Yeah, because I became something like a black sheep. I was the only one having an opinion in contact.
Yes.
All the others that were from Ganymede,
Ganymede,
blah, blah,
okay.
Orions,
So
whatever.
In other words, they all had different encounters.
Yeah.
I have to ask you this as a researcher, do
Yeah.
you believe some of these encounters weren't real and they were imagined? Or do you think they were all real?
Hard to say.
It's hard to say, because they're having encounters with different people from different places.
Yeah, hard to say.
Go ahead.
Let's
Okay.
move on, because the
Yeah.
situation is going to get more complicated.
Okay.
Okay, so this happened, this experience was very crazy. We had a lot of different other experiences. I had another experience like this.
Mhm.
But this time, I was exchanging with God in regards to the history of his race, what they were doing, how they are achieving, society.
Were you there when you were doing it, or were you here? You were
No,
there.
I was there.
So how many times have you gone there?
5, 6 times.
5 or 6 times, okay.
Yeah. So in this moment, we started to exchange how, what do you do, how is family, how is already the political structure of your society, how do you live, how do you work, do you have a salary, do you buy things?
Yeah.
Everything like that.
So have you written that anywhere? Is there a book about that?
Sort of, yeah,
There is.
sort of.
So you've remembered it and you've recorded it somewhere.
In some way, I don't need it to remember because I'm still talking to him.
I know, I understand that. But for the human race. If I was curious, and that would take years
If
for you to
some-
explain that to me.
It's something I
so.
was not remembered in detail. I was getting in touch with the man already and started to type it.
It's
Yeah.
somewhere. If I
Yeah.
wanted to read it, it's somewhere.
Yeah, it
Okay,
is.
okay.
It is. And so all this conversation and everything, I said, oh my God, yeah, it's completely different than us. So
Okay,
there's
okay.
nothing that you can compare and say,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's very
Yeah.
similar. No, forget it, completely different. And I said to him, my God, man, how are we going to change our society? How
Mhm.
we're going to change our world?
Mhm.
And he said, don't worry. At the right moment, everything is going to come to help you. And I was thinking, my God, this is so incredible. This is like a dream. This is something
Mhm.
unbelievable.
Mhm.
And he came to me and said, do you want to stay with us? Do you want to stay here? No need to go back again to your planet. Stay here with us. I said to him, my God, man. And I started to think, okay, yeah, being here is like being a huge vacation forever. It's going to be
Yeah.
beautiful with that, but my God, I started to think of my family, my friends, everybody. Like, I know the world they're going to face. I know how it's going to be the future. I know what is going to happen. I'm going to be able to stay there knowing that
Mhm.
everything is going to happen and I'm going to be in the good place and not thinking their suffering, their hope, their possibilities of looking for something to change, somebody to make a difference and give a new path to follow. I said, man, it's tempting, but honestly, I will not be able to live with myself. I will not be able to stay here knowing that everything here is going to be, my God, a mess. Thank you so much, but no. I prefer to do what's possible to do. And I came back. So everything was in the same way, having already the same time experiences. Every time I had an opportunity to be able to know a little bit more. And one day, the extraterrestrials, they book an appointment with us in the middle of the mountain, in this case in Marcahuasi.
Okay.
Marcahuasi is a plateau. It's a very high place, 4,000 meters over the sea. And he said that that will be important for you to go. Okay, so we have a very small group, and we decided to go over there. We had a lot of incredible experiences, but the most important one is that almost the second day we were there, camping over there, I was filming, and I saw in my camera an object, daylight object. So I put it back, and we saw the object coming and landing in the plateau.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, what's going on? Daylight, we didn't have any special encounters in daylight, always was at night. And the hatch opened, and a guy came. That guy was somebody new. We never seen him before.
Was he also tall?
Also tall.
And he was also blonde?
A Punian.
Yeah, a Punian looking.
Punian one. And he came to us and said, okay, until now, we having already exchanging with you in different ways. My brother, everybody was already there. And
So your brother saw this too?
yeah. And now came the moment that you need to show to the world what you have been doing until now. I look at him and say, are you crazy? Man, I'm going to come to the world and say, yeah, we're having some tea with extraterrestrials every day, and yeah, we're exchanging information, blah, 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 and they're thinking that we need to do something to have a better world. And I said to him, who's going to believe a bunch of kids having this kind of experience? I was the older one. I was 19 years old. Who is going to believe us? He said, don't worry. If you need us, we'll be there. He came back, went away. And we started to have this kind of problem, thinking, what we're going to do? And we came back to Lima, to my house.
So everybody got that message? So everybody had that responsibility?
Yep.
Okay.
So we came to my house with all the luggage, backpacks, whatever, everything. And exactly at that moment, my father was having an interview with a journalist from a newspaper. And when we come into the house, my father said to them, hey, my kids are coming right now from a contact with extraterrestrial beings. I look at my father, I look at my brother, and said, what the fuck? And the journalist came immediately and looking at us at what is happening. I started to ask questions. And I said, okay, remember the word of the extraterrestrial saying that we need to talk, let's talk. And we started to talk with this guy. They started to take our information like, my God, like a joke, right? And the next day, the interview came into the newspapers in a very stupid, sarcastic way. And I went to, oh my God, I was extremely pissed with that. The journalists called back to us and say, there's any possibility for us to go to the field with you to prove what you're saying? I said, forget it, man. After what you put already here, no way. But that information came all over the world and came to Spain. Exactly. The agency already brought information to a newspaper in Spain called Gaceta del Norte from Bilbao. And they were curious. They were curious in regards to what was saying over there. And there was a journalist, young one, extremely skeptical, J.J. Benitez. And they sent him to Peru to try to collect and see what in fact was happening here, or this was just a hoax, or who knows what.
He reached out to you and you said you invited him.
Let me tell you what happened. When the newspaper published that, a lot of people became absolutely curious. So my house became like, my God, Babylon, right? A lot of people coming and asking for information, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And so we started to tell to the people exactly what was happening, the experiences we had, and things like that. And J.J. Benitez came one night exactly to one of that lectures. And he was hearing, making some questions, blah, blah, blah. And he asked permission to come every day to record interviews, speak with everybody from the group, and try to collect more information as possible. No problem. So he started to to come every single day and record it with my sister, my brother, and me, and the other members of the group. At one point, he came and said to me, Charlie, very interesting everything what you're saying, very nice what you're saying, very compelling in some way, but very crazy. He was very honest. I'm leaving to Spain in the next few days. Everything what you're saying, I didn't found any contradiction, anything here that could make me think that this is a hoax, or you're all of you are crazy or something like that. But if it will be possible for me to participate in one of these experiences, I promise you that I will do my best in what is possible in my hands to be able to bring to the world what you're doing here. I said to him, JJ, it's not depending on me. I'm not the one already making the extraterrestrials to come. They are the ones who, if they want to come, they will be. I promise you, I'm going to ask them if they want to do something, and I will tell you back. Okay. So JJ Benitez left. I went to the living room, and I started to think, okay, this is the chance we have. This is the first chance, in fact, we have to show to the world this incredible door already open, waiting for us to do something. And I closed my eyes, so I started to think carefully, and a different extraterrestrial came to me. His name was not Goddard, it was Kulba. And he said, okay, no problem. You can come September 7th in the same place, and we'll be there, and you can invite these people. I said, oh my God. Okay. So I came to my brother, and I said to him, Benitez already asked to do this. I had communication, and they are accepting the challenge, and they're booking an encounter. But I will love to you to talk to Oxalp and confirm this communication. My brother looked at me and said, are you crazy? I said, why? Man, can you imagine if we're going to the field, nothing happened? What is going to happen with us, with this guy? We're going to destroy everything what we have been doing until now, and nobody, in everything what we're trying already here will be messed up. I said, excuse me? We have already here, until this moment, having all these crazy, incredible experiences, for what? Just to read a book and tell everybody what we saw? No. This is exactly the chance we have to be able to prove that we can make a difference. This is the way we can prove also to the extraterrestrials that what they did until now with us, worth, no matter what. Say, oh, forget it, man, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to take the risk and the responsibility to do something like that. I became absolutely pissed, absolutely upset. So I came to my father and I said, Dad, JJ Benitez asked us to be able to go to the field, in order to be able to have a confirmation. What do you think? My father looked at me. He said, are you crazy? Are you nuts? Can you imagine if you go to the field and nothing happened, what it's going to be for the institution? How it's going to be for the EPRI? How it's going to be for all my work for all these years? And for that stupid thing that there's no need to do it? I said, Dad, how you can say there's no need to do it? This is exactly the moment when all your work, all what we having already having here, will be able to provide an incredible window for the world in regards to an intelligent contact with extraterrestrial beings. He said, forget it, man. Don't do it. Don't think about it. It's too much responsibility.
Safe. It's better to be safe.
Yeah, it's playing safe. Don't do it. I was absolutely pissed, absolutely upset. So I left the house and I walked to a small park closer where we can see the ocean and everything. And I was sitting there thinking and said, my God, if we don't do this, we're betraying the extraterrestrials. All their effort to try to change our future and our possibilities is going to, my God, it's going to end. We're proving to the extraterrestrials that we're not mature enough to be able to do something. And I said, oh my God, what to do? Everybody's going to kill me if I call J.J. Benitez now and say, hey, you have an appointment. I said, my God, what to do? And at that moment, I hear Golda in my mind. He said, don't worry. I said to him, are you crazy? Don't worry. My family, they're going to put me out. They're going to kick me out of the house. Don't worry. Trust. Trust us. Go. Do it. No matter what happened, do it. I said to him, man, it's going to be hell for me. Trust. We trust you. Trust us. So I had a very deep breath, went back to home, took the phone, and I called JJ. I left a message because JJ was not in his room at that moment. And after a few hours, next day, JJ Benitez called, and I said, JJ, your request has been already considered, and we have an appointment on September the 7th. And I said, September the 7th? I said, yes. It's my birthday.
Oh.
Oh, well, so prepare to have something in your birthday, and we will see you here that day. When my brother, my father, and everybody knew that I called J.J. Benitez to book the appointment, everybody wanted to kill me. Everybody wanted to kill me. My father came to me and said, you are responsible, you're stupid. You are putting already everything to be destroyed. If nothing happened over there, what is going to happen? How I'm going to live my life from now on? You don't have an idea how stupid you were. So the next days until that Saturday was exactly that for me. Everybody, they were not even talking to me. And came the day and say, okay, who's going to go with me? Because we need to go to Chilca, and who's going to give us the ride? Only few guys from the group who were already to the field with me and have experiences with me decided to go. Okay, J.J. Benitez came, and we took him to the field, 2 cars. And we were around 8, 9 people, something like that.
But Sisto wasn't with you? He was not with you?
Nobody decided to go with me, and they told me, if something not happened there, it's you who's going to pay
No,
that.
I understand.
It's you who's going to pay
Because he talks
that.
about it now, and it's in his book. So, yeah.
I
No,
know,
go ahead.
I know.
Go ahead.
So we went to the field. It was a very horrible night because it was winter. And we have a huge amount of clouds, very low. I said, oh my God. And the problem is that the area where we're going was very close to the road, the Panamericana road. And also there was a special station with the police. And I said, oh my God.
So how did you know to go to that area? You just
Because
felt it?
always we used
You
to go
always
there.
went there,
Oh,
okay.
There was on a special point we called the mine,
Okay.
that area. So we went there. I said, oh my God. And Benitez also, he brought a camera, but as he saw all the weather and everything, he left the camera inside the car. And we went there. It was cold. He didn't bring a nice
Cold,
jacket to be able to handle. And I was already looking at the sky, looking around, blah, 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 and I said, oh my God, this is going to be tough. And I decided, cool, go there, whatever. What time we can wait for you? 9:50. Okay. When everybody came to me and said, what time they're going to come here? Around 9:15. Okay. So we started to talk because it was very cold and the weather was that the clouds so low. And everybody was talking about the situation in the world, what was happening, blah, blah, blah. And at what point, one of the ladies, suddenly she yelled completely, we went to see, well, what's happening, what's going on? Look at. So in the middle of that mist, you have like a light behind, a big light, a strong light. And you were putting already to all that mist illuminated, right? And everybody started to look down. And the light was coming down, coming down, coming down. And it started to show the belly, a very huge object already there. After that, a small canopy came out and started to move around that object.
Yeah, it was a little orb?
Yeah, an orb. We call canopy. This is this kind of object. So they went inside of the clouds again, came back again, and a second object came on the side. Two. Benitez was absolutely stunning, looking into the sky. And he started to come to be exactly behind that object.
Underneath it.
Exactly, underneath it, in a vertical way.
Right.
At that moment, this object project a beam of light that stopped in the middle.
Okay.
The light that didn't touch the ground.
Okay.
The light stopped in the air.
Okay.
He jumped and started to run towards the group, and the two objects came into the mist and gone.
If he had stood there and waited, do you think they would have beamed down and gotten him? No. It was just a manifestation.
Nobody was ready for that.
Nobody was
No.
ready for that.
And Benitez came to me and said, oh, wow, what was that? I said, sorry, it was not that big, but enough for you to know this is for real. I was thinking inside of myself, thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God. And I said to him, but why didn't land it? I said, JJ, there's a lot of people here. These people, they're not ready for something like that. But they came as you requested. And we came back to Lima. When my father, my brother, and everybody received the news that everything was proved, oh, great, excellent. My father gave an interview saying, yeah, this is already a real experience of contact with extraterrestrial beings. Yeah, we're absolutely
They took
sure.
credit for it.
Yeah, we're absolutely sure that this is already a big opportunity for the human beings. My brother started to say the same thing. But do you think
They took credit for something that
do you
they
think
didn't believe.
anyone came to me and say, good job? No one. No one. It became the proof, the experience that our work is for real. I said,
Yeah. No, I know
nice.
about this.
I said, nice. Benitez came back to Spain and started to write about it. He published the book after that and the whole thing. And obvious, we have a lot of people now coming like crazy to try to know what's going on. And I started to notice that first, my brother and the others, they started to use, yes, because this is special, this is a sacred information that we need to keep and say, I started to be pissed with that. Say, hey guys, we cannot use terms to these people that in some way endorse whatever kind of religion or philosophy. We are in touch with a total different society that they don't have any specific religion to endorse or any specific line of thinking that we need to endorse. At the moment we're going to talk to these people, we need to be absolutely neutral in what kind of terms we're going to use and what way we're going to be able to guide them. I said, guys, this is a lot of responsibility. And they decided, oh yeah, absolutely. This is too much responsibility, and in fact, we're thinking that we should close the doors and do our work for us. I said, what? Are you crazy? What we have been doing until now, until this moment, is actually to prove to the human race that for the first time, we're in intelligent relationship with extraterrestrial beings. Do you know what that means for their future, for their possibilities? And if we have the endorsement for them to be able to prove that this is for real, man, this is a humongous responsibility. Yes, we know that, and that's the reason why we don't want to expose ourselves.
Yes, so this is the birth of Rama. This is the birth of the Rama group.
Of Rama.
And Rama, in general, has to have initiates. You have to be initiated into Rama in order to be part of this group, and they don't want outsiders, right? Is that the way that goes?
Yeah, in the beginning. So I said to these people, guys, I'm not going to be part of this. I'm not going to endorse this attitude. I had a commitment. I went through the commitment. We proved that this is for real, and I'm not going to deny for everybody the chance to be able to know what's going on. So I became away, and I found Rama. I made the first group.
You founded Rama.
And I made the first group.
Okay, so what did they have then? I mean, where they were
Just a group.
Just a group.
Just the group of the elders.
The elders of the original people.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I started with the first group. So the first group started to go to the field, had experiences, blah, 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 the whole thing.
Where did the name Rama come from?
Rama is, it's what we can say, an anagram. It means amar in the other way. So love in Spanish.
Oh, Amar, okay, Rama,
Rama.
the other way.
So the actual man, the human being creature today is completely mistaking the concepts of the universe and the meaning of life.
Okay.
So this is the man today, the man Rama.
Okay.
And you need to change that kind of
Back to
perception.
love.
Back to love life, to love the meaning of life, and understand why we are here and what we can do.
Okay.
So that was actually the reason why for that.
Okay. So,
Today, Rama has an H in the middle. I don't know why they decided to do that and change the whole thing. But this is how it started. And obviously, the group, the original group, started to think, oh yeah, Charlie wants to be the head in chief, he wants to be the owner of the whole experiences, he wants to show himself like he is already the top one, blah, 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 blah.
so you split. And what year is this about?
75.
1975. So you have the vision that you were given from the Apunians that this needs to be a change for humanity worldwide.
Yeah.
And they have the vision that they are a select group and they're the selected ones and so
Yeah.
forth.
Excellent.
Okay, so that's what
So
happened.
I started to hear from them and everybody this kind of blah, 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 blah. Peru, Lima, it's this way. So it started to, my God, bug me a lot. Because what I did and what I was trying to do was not for myself, was for everybody. And I said, you know something? The groups I started to form, I gave it to them a program to be able to follow in order to be able to help everybody. It was like a practice guide of 16 items, steps to be able to go. And I won a scholarship to Brazil to be able to study psychology.
Can I interrupt you for 1 minute though, but Sixto went into Rama. Because he's involved with.
Sixto took the
He
groups
took
from
Rama.
me.
He took Rama from you.
Exactly.
Okay, because Rama is connected with Sisto right now.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So what started to happen when I left Peru and I went to Brazil, the groups I left, they started to fight against each other.
Okay, well, that's
So,
humankind,
Exactly.
yeah.
I called my brother and said,
Mhm.
Sixto, this is the situation here. Can you help? And he took the Rama groups under his wing.
Mhm,
And he became the first of the elders.
mhm.
And this is how he started to migrate everything what I did and put it in his way. In
He's
his
like the
words.
guru of the Rama group.
Exactly.
Okay, I understand.
And everything
Yeah.
is starting to change.
Yeah, but this is part of the destiny, though, Veronica. This is part of what's supposed to happen. I mean, it looks like it's really bad, but it's
No.
what
Let me
it's supposed to
explain
happen.
what happened.
So, yeah.
So, at the moment I left Peru, my brother started to place that, in fact, I deserted Roma.
Okay.
So at the moment I left, he took already control of the groups, was exactly because I left, I was already abandoned, putting on aside of the whole thing, and him will be taking the whole process and move on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is exactly what happened in the beginning. After that, I started to follow from Brazil what Rama was doing and what Rama was already following. And I came to Peru a few years after that, and I discovered that I didn't exist. I discovered that me, I was already the deserter, the black sheep, the person who abandoned the whole thing, and Sixto was the one giving and taking everything ahead. And this is what I discovered. I didn't exist. I was no one. Nobody knew that I was the one bringing JJ Benitez and giving the proof of the experience. Because Rama did it. Not me. Rama did it. And this is exactly what started to happen. I became so upset, so extremely upset. With that, I decided to work with my groups in Brazil and move on. This is how the whole thing started.
Okay, so there was a split.
Yeah.
Even with family, there was a
Oh, yeah.
split. Even with family, because they didn't accept
Yeah.
any of your decisions.
Nope.
So then you went your way. And did Goldard still talk to you
Oh, yeah.
in Brazil and so forth?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
In Brazil, we started to have the same type of experiences we have in Peru. We had 300 people in the field, and that extraterrestrial for almost 4 or 5 meters appearing in the middle of the field.
And all those people saw the extraterrestrial.
All of them, absolutely. They saw them walk in the middle of the parking lot with the cars coming here to him.
To the ways, the car was coming to the,
No, this is what the top of the car for the extraterrestrial,
was on the hip.
on the hip, walking in the middle, seeing that humongous giant already in the middle of everybody.
What city was this in?
This is what we call Silox. It's
In
a different
Brazil.
type. You know that famous picture of the top of Marcawasi with that guy?
With the tall guy. Yeah, I saw that. That's real.
That's one. That's the one.
That's the one, but you didn't take that movie.
No.
But it's like what you
It's
really
exactly
see
that.
when he stands up and he's so tall.
Identical.
Identical. I know. Tell me, in all these encounters, did you ever feel the need to take photos or movies?
We started to record here some of them, but I never. Today, in one way or another, you can go to a CGI production and do whatever kind of.
So, yeah, but you can't think that way. This is history. You have to think of it as history.
I
Because, I
never-
mean, I don't care what people say, and I don't
I
care
never
if
had
people think it's
the need to do
You
that.
you never had the need or the
Exactly, I never had to do that. Let's go to the field.
Let's go to the field. And in other words, you really never had the need to prove it to anybody because you know it's real and it's like everyday stuff.
It's going
And-
to pay my bills? No.
No.
So if you
So,
believe or not,
yeah.
that's your problem, not
That's your
mine.
problem. Okay, so, because I'm gonna, because this could go on for, I mean, I have 50 million questions and we could go on to the whole history of this, but I want to go to Canada.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch over to Canada now.
Okay.
And,
This is amazing. What Veronica has to say is totally amazing. I've
yeah,
had experiences too.
uh-huh,
These experiences are extremely significant
mm-hmm,
for the whole planet
mm-hmm.
and for other people's experience. I learned from Veronica, and then the experiences started happening to me.
Okay, now, you moved to, so, give me the year that you moved to Canada.
I moved to Canada in 2001.
Because you made a conscious decision after the job situation, because you have to pay your bills, like you say, you have to pay your rent.
Yeah.
So you thought Canada was more accepting
Yeah.
of life, and you moved to Canada 2001. Now, when you moved to Canada, before the group knew you were here,
Mhm.
did you have experiences with Goldar too?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And how does Goldar do it? He just tells you to come to the forest, or
No, see,
will he come into the house where you're in,
yeah,
or?
before leaving Brazil,
Mhm,
I had a lot of groups working with me over there.
mhm.
So we went to the field several times. They saw me already talking with Godard in the middle of the field. They hear me also talking with him. They saw me talking with him. We have canepas up and down all the time. Our experience in
So
Brazil
what's the
was
word canopas mean?
the
Oh, the orbs.
the orbs.
Okay, so and is an orb like a drone or some kind of?
It's like a probe. It's like
A probe.
yeah, a robot.
And when you're talking to Goldar, is it possible that they can't see him but you can? Or do they really see him?
No,
They
they
see
see
him.
him, yeah.
They do see
Yeah,
him.
you got cases with Susie and Melinda and other people, yeah.
They
Is
see him.
Physical
Physical.
being,
Yeah.
Yeah,
flesh and bone.
bones,
Like,
yeah,
flesh and
the only
bones.
time they are not flesh and bone is if they send a holographic image, and like you were saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
so you
can
got
see right
really
through it.
confused,
Yeah,
yeah, could see right through
Yeah.
it, yeah.
Yeah, but the being himself, when he presents himself, he is flesh and bone.
Yeah.
Can you switch the thing over? Okay,
So he stands approximately 8 to 9 feet tall,
Mhm.
has long flowing hair to the shoulders, very tall, slim, and when he was talking to Veronica, he bent over.
He bent over.
He bent over and was having a mental dialogue with Veronica. We couldn't hear, Melinda was the other lady that was with me, we couldn't hear verbal voices, but we could see that there was a dialogue going on. It's like, okay, they're using telepathy.
Okay, could you give us a background though? How many times have you had this experience of watching it?
I've seen Godar with Veronica
Mhm.
once.
Once, and it was, you said in a national forest close here,
Yes,
right here.
yes, close to Aurora.
Too
It's a
close to
town in-
Aurora. And Veronica said to you, come with me, no?
In
How
fact,
did that
it
work?
was this way. Melinda had to go
Mhm.
to the bath to pee.
Yeah,
So we went together for her to pee, and she was peeing. Susie saw a canepa already moving through the forest.
okay,
So she had the feeling to follow the canepa, and the canepa came where we were.
okay.
So Susie came in the middle saying, "Oh, I was following already a canepa, you're here."
Okay, the counterpart for the people is like a probe.
Yeah,
And how big would
It's a
it
light.
be? Would you give me?
depends. Depends.
They can. The one that I saw was about the size of a tennis ball.
Okay,
They can vary. They could be
Bigger, yeah.
Huge.
okay, it could be,
Yes.
okay.
cells.
And,
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so-
Susie came in the
Yeah.
middle saying, "Oh, I was following a canepa, oh, nice, nice, nice."
Mhm.
We were talking, I said, "Wait, something is happening. I'm feeling something. Whatever is going to happen, stay here.
mhm,
Don't move." And I started to walk 5 meters from they were. And I started to hear the footsteps coming from the
you
forest.
can hear the footsteps.
Yeah, because it's flesh and bones. He is already solid.
Yeah, he's already solid,
He's
Yeah,
solid.
and he came from one of the trees.
okay.
That also, Susie, yeah, continue.
Go ahead.
Just
Okay.
go.
he was the size of a tree almost.
Mm-hmm.
And we could see because of the level that he was, his height was reaching the
Mhm.
branches like that.
And how was he dressed?
Long robes, he had a cape
Yeah,
on.
robe.
Yes, a cape with a robe underneath, tall, slim.
The pants part, was it like the robe was already to the floor?
A robe, I guess, to here,
Mm-hmm.
like that. And then there were pants, you could see it narrowing.
Mm-hmm, the tight pants.
Yes.
Yeah,
This,
the interesting that even being at night, we have moon and also was snowing. So the light was being reflected. So that was the reason why we're able to see very clearly.
So, yeah, because this was at night. And what,
Exactly.
I should have asked you the time, yeah, about what time?
about 8:45,
And it was dark.
yes.
And you had the moon, so it was reflecting on the white,
Yes.
you know, yeah,
Yes.
because, yeah, I could see.
We could see the silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
Like all this happened is like, we had done a communication exercise.
Okay.
Okay, we did a communication exercise.
You have
and-
to do that,
And the
yeah.
communication exercise is, calm and quiet the mind,
Mm-hmm,
connect with the heart,
mm-hmm,
communicate with your mind,
mm-hmm,
wait for a cosmic response.
right.
And so the response was that everybody go off on their own in a little spot so that they could contemplate
Mhm.
on the whole experience. So
Mhm.
people were moving around. There
Mhm.
were about 20 people in the group. They were moving around, finding a little spot. As I was moving towards finding a spot, I noticed a flashing light.
Mhm.
It was a canopy, and it flashed a few times, and it's like, "Hi, are you talking to me?" And it flashed. Hello again, and then I got the impression to follow me, to follow me. And I said, "Do you want me to follow you?" And it started flashing,
Mhm.
oscillating consecutively, and then vibrating,
Mhm.
and it started moving down a path.
Mhm.
So I at a brisk walk, I walked along with
And you
it.
weren't afraid in the dark to walk in the brisk, walk in the path? Okay.
No, extraterrestrials are safer to be with than human beings.
Okay.
They will not do anything to you. They can perceive things 360 degrees. They
Okay.
feel, they can
Okay.
see inside you.
Okay.
They can see what's going on with you physically. So they don't have to stop or probe anybody. They can see right what is going on. They can see, can this person take it? Can they not? Okay. And they knew that I was interested in, sincerely interested in the phenomena. So I'm following this probe, and it took me to where Veronica and Melinda were.
Mhm.
And it's like, hey, I
Mhm.
just followed a canopy, and it led me to you. And so then from there, Veronica got a message to move about 15 feet forward,
Mhm.
close to the tree. So she went there, and Melinda was so overwhelmed. She was overwhelmed, and I thought to myself, okay, Godar is going to make his appearance, and she was overwhelmed to the point where she could not move.
Mhm.
And then shortly after, Godar comes out, starts walking towards Veronica, and you could tell that there was a mutual, fraternal respect and delight to see each other again. And then they were communicating with each other without moving the lips, and he bent forward towards her, and they were having a telepathic dialogue.
So he had to be bent down. He
Yes.
always has to bend
Yes.
down, right?
Yes.
A little bit, not always, but yeah,
Mhm.
to feel more
Yeah.
close.
And
Well,
so,
that's fun.
yeah, and so much, like, I wanted to go, just walk over there and say, hi Godar, like, at close range. Melinda was really overwhelmed by the seeing his height, and it's like, oh my God, there's, wow. I go, it's Godar, he's perfectly safe, he's fine. She's clutching it at my arm.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, like, when are you going to get this chance again in your life? He's an amazing being. This is the encounter of two worlds coming
Yes,
together.
that's what I
Yeah.
felt too, yeah.
And they give us hope. They're supportive of us. That's why they have the patience to be here with us, to communicate with us, to be our guides and be the example. They never tell us what to do, force us to do anything. They are the example. And so we follow their example. And she was very agitated and overwhelmed. So then I got a message. It's like, Veronica and Godar are fine where they are. There's an overwhelming experience over here. And I thought, okay, I should be here in case she faints.
She needs it.
And then Veronica shortly after came walking towards us again.
Good, did Goldar just turn around and walk back into the forest, right? He just turns around and
Yes.
walks back, yes,
Oh.
I've been there.
They're very kind. They're perceptive, and they see.
Mm-hmm.
They're telepathic, and they know when someone's agitated. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. They're just overwhelmed.
Yeah, you're talking to somebody who's agitated, so I know.
And,
Yeah.
and amazed.
Yeah.
And if they are of discomfort for any reason, they will back away.
Back away.
Yeah.
I know.
And then at a later date, come back.
Mhm. So this was what year?
2003.
2003, did you, and you have not
Could
seen
I haven't, no. That was the only time I saw go physically.
physically?
Yes. But the extraterrestrials do communicate mind to mind.
So you've had a few messages or a few communications with them
Yes.
because you're opening up.
And
Yes.
tons of sightings.
Yes.
And
it's-
tons of sightings,
yes.
right? Tons of UFO sightings.
Yes, and there's nothing mystical about it. It's very straightforward and simple. It's calm and quiet the mind, connect with the heart, communicate with the mind, and wait for a cosmic response. And
Okay.
shortly afterward, we do this as a group in a combined quiet atmosphere, and then shortly after that, we see signs. There's flashes in the air, there's movement, we see craft moving,
Mhm.
making abrupt directional changes,
Mhm.
doubling back, and
Mhm.
at speeds that you know is not an aircraft.
Okay.
We've learned to differentiate between aircraft
Mhm.
and extraterrestrial craft. And so we know which ones are what.
Mhm.
And there's also telepathically, to confirm what we're seeing, we receive times. Let's say if it's
Ah, yeah.
10:21, at exactly 10:21, a craft will go flying by. Someone else will receive another time, or sometimes you'll get 3 or 4 people receiving the exact same time, independently of each other. We don't discuss
Would
it.
we call these the antenna? Because initially they were antenna that verify who gets the message, the antenna.
Yes. And then at that moment, there they come. Their appearance is to confirm that we have telepathic communication with them, and that the messages we're receiving are correct. There are times though when there could be errors, and instead of let's say 10:21, they might come at 10:23.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
in that neighborhood.
yes, and it's
Okay.
there to confirm that yes, we are in communication, we are connected, we're all one in this universe, different worlds, same universe,
Okay.
same heart. We want a better world. They have gone through the processes of you could say evolution, and have gone through everything. They're millions of years ahead of us. They do not want to see us go through the same disasters again. So they're there to support and guide, not to force us to do anything or tell us what to do, but they guide us along for those who have a sincere interest in helping the planet and having a communication with other beings who are our older brothers and sisters.
Mm-hmm.
So they're here to help, and any misconceptions that there are, oh, they're here to take over the planet. No, they're not here to take over the planet. There are millions of other uninhabited planets out there that are perfectly suitable for life, and they could go there. They don't need to take over anyone's planet.
Do we have a connection with them other than spiritual, and we're like the same kind of people? Is there a DNA connection?
Okay. Now let's go back to the extraterrestrials and fine.
Okay.
Okay, there's a lot of different saying, oh, they're here because they need to learn how to use the emotions again because they
Yeah.
forgot. Forget it. Forget it, excuse me. So that means that they don't feel absolutely nothing and they're going to learn for the human being how to feel from us. From us. So we are, in this case, PhD in how to feel. And we're going to teach the extraterrestrials how to do that. Excuse me. No way. No way. It's stupid. Why the extraterrestrials are here? Why they're doing this?
What is
First,
the agenda?